What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. This morning we are going to be taking a look at my new, or at least new to me, 2018 Chevrolet Camaro LT with the RS package. Now, if you're not familiar with this car, I have been looking for one, not of this, but something like this for literally a year. It's been a long time. I love the car I had, but I needed something more like this in my life, and I found one. I found one about 2 months ago, relatively local. But I'm just going to kind of quickly go through some of the things I like, a couple of things I don't like as much. Just a quick tour around the place, and we'll talk a little bit about what I think after a couple of weeks of ownership. So, this is a 2018, like I said, Camaro LT with the RS package, which was a must for me. Base car's fine. It's basically the same car. I wanted the V6. I didn't want the Turbo 4. The torque is good, but it's not that much lower on this V6 than it is on the Turbo 4. And I wanted the 335 horsepower of the V6 because I'm not really like a drag racer, acceleration, or anything like that. Definitely someone that prefers more of on-ramps, clover leaves, that type of thing when I enjoy my car. So I'll just quickly go through here. I'll pop the trunk. I got the key. I love that the key can do that, by the way. One of the main things that people have a problem with in this car, I haven't put the floor mats in, so ignore that. The opening is not that big. Just with my hand, it's fairly small, I'd say. The trunk is actually pretty big if you get down in there. It's pretty deep. You can fit quite a bit of stuff in it. But the limitation is the opening, which I know why they did it. It's because of the design, and that the taillights, per US DOT regulation, cannot be movable. They have to be fixed. So that's an issue, but it's okay. I haven't run into any issues putting anything I wanted to, either in the back seat, the passenger seat, if it's just me, or anything like that. The single exhaust tips, I do enjoy the doubles that the SS has. I'm not sure if the LT even has an option to come with doubles or not. I say doubles on each side, so it's really quads. These are doubles, of course. I don't know. It looks fine to me. I haven't really thought about it. Like I said, the RS package with the bigger 20-inch rims, I think it looks a little better. Definitely gives it some character. The base car, again, is fine, but it just didn't have that same kind of bite that I like in the look of these. I like these wheels that go along with this car very nicely. The Hyper Blue, if you know me and know about cars, I have never been a fix. I have a couple of colors I don't like on cars, one of them being like sunshine yellow. I think it just looks kind of silly. But it's almost like too bright. But I, whether it's white, silver, black, even red, some good reds are okay. And blue, obviously, as this is what I have now. I do enjoy this color. I was not sold on this color being as good as it is in person. I think I preferred the silver. But when I went to pick this car up, it was a very cloudy day, and I even thought the color looked really good then. And then I got it in the sunlight in the days after that, and it is just an absolutely gorgeous car. It really shines. You can't even appreciate it on camera really very much, but I do love how much the car glows almost in the sunlight. It looks pretty good even in the cloudy days, but I love the design. We'll talk a little bit about some of the things I don't like on the interior shortly, but it's a very distinctive look with the sloping roof. You got the shark fin antenna on the top. Just a little bit of a lip spoiler. It is a very good looking car. No matter what you think about cars, I think that this is one of the better looking cars that GM has ever produced. But we'll just take a sec, we'll hop inside, we'll talk about some of the things I don't like quite as much on this car. It is a little bit of a tight fit. Standing 6'1", I fit just fine. I was worried with the sunroof that I wouldn't fit quite as well. I do have about 2 inches of headroom from my driving position, which is very comfortable. If you don't have a problem, it's not really like Corvette low. Yeah, if you've ever been in a Corvette or seen a Corvette, that's very, very low to the ground. All these buttons are in good places. Windows, we'll talk about when I get back out here in a sec. Window moving. Door handle's a little bit of a reach if you're with shorter arms, I guess. again, my height, perfectly fine. I don't really know why the door locks are way up here. It is what it is. Yeah, steering wheel buttons work perfectly fine. This car had 35,035 miles when I picked it up. I put about 1,000 or a little bit more on it since then in the past couple of weeks. And it's been a blast. Everything, once you get used to it, it makes perfect sense. Cruise control, easy enough to work. These buttons, you'd think they'd work the center console, but they actually work the nav, the little, heads up display, not heads up in terms of like on the windshield, which I don't know how you're supposed to really see anyways with this thing in the way, this bulky thing, which it doesn't really obstruct your view, but anyways, these controls here on the steering wheel control the little thing in there, which you can have set to your speedometer, your miles per gallon, your trip, anything like that. Everything makes sense in that sense. So some of the things I don't like, if you come over here to the center console, the hazards button is a really minor thing, I know, but the hazards button is down here, and it feels like you feel like you're going to hit the shifter if you ever need to use it. I've had to use it a couple times for work things, when we're doing some highway pictures and stuff, and that's a little bit awkward to get your hand in there without hitting this. Not that it really matters, of course. These buttons don't make a lot of sense to me. I've used them, they work perfectly fine. Maybe it's just my brain, they don't really make sense, because the home button takes you back to the home screen, right? But the back button in certain screens obviously does the same thing. I wish this would not be a thing, because you can always go back, 3 times if you want to get to that main home screen, rather than just hitting the home button and having it do that way. I wish this was something else. I can't even think of what I would want it to be, but something else. This is hard plastic, but this has a nice touch to it, of course. It's very nice. I haven't gotten a chance to clean it out yet, do what I want with it, but that's okay. 1 LT package on this car, no heated seats or anything like this. So this is your temperature for 1 zone climate. This is your fan speed, works very nice, super aesthetically pleasing to turn these things. Seats are very, very nice. They're nicely fitted. The bolstering is, it's good enough. It's like I said, it's a street car. I have not taken it to the track or anything yet. The shoulder bolstering and the hip bolstering and the side bolstering is a little bit better than what you have down by your thighs. But again, neither of them is really designed to, keep you in on the track. This is a V6 car, The back seat isn't really a thing. Sitting behind me, I am only slightly forwards of all the way back at 6'1", like I said, so it's not really a thing. You can't sit behind me for sure. Traction control button, modes button. We have sport mode, tour mode, snow and ice mode. All works well. Electronic parking brake. This is one of those jack port things. 2 cup holders, different sizes, work perfectly fine for my very large work water bottle. No issues there. Center console, very, very small. I have my coin things in there for tolls. A couple of USB ports in there. And I keep my sunglasses in here, which are on me right now. That's why they're not there. But there's really no storage in this car. This is, all your booklets and information and stuff. And that's it. There isn't really anywhere else to put anything. I guess you could put your phone in here, technically. It's not really a cubby or anything, but I mean, other than this little center console and the cup holders and putting your stuff in the glove box, there isn't anywhere to put any storage in this car, which is fine. But yeah, it also doesn't come with the buttons for your garage door open. I don't know why that is. It does have the day-night mirror, which is cool, but no buttons for anything like that. Visibility is actually not too bad. I know there's a big conception there. You can see just fine out of that. See, I know that the mirror is bigger than the rear window is, but visibility perfectly fine. You just tilt your head a little bit and you can see everything you need to see behind you, out the side windows. This right side window, I do have to have a little bit more pointed inwards than I would on a normal car, and I'll get to that in a second of why that is. But there's no issues seeing like that. You even turn your head out the back, nothing crazy. You can see what you need to see. The problem is over my right shoulder, that blind spot, and less of an issue in traffic, like I said, because you do use your right mirror a little bit differently. You're looking more at your rear quarter panel than, 30, 40 yards behind you with this mirror. So if you're looking like way behind you, you do have to use your central rear view mirror. Turning your head to look out the right side back of this car is totally useless. You can't see anything from basically right next to you to basically behind you. There's a huge blind spot, and on the driver's side, it's not too bad because, again, you use your left mirror for that. But if you're pulling off a parking spot or a driveway or anything like that, and there's anything obstructing where you are before you get there, so you can't see as you're coming up to it, you cannot see anything out the back right side of this car, which is fine. Like I said, that's part of the design, and you kind of just have to live with that. But the car is very, very nice. It's very easy to work with, very easy to live with, very smooth. I don't have any complaints as far as that goes. The other thing I do really like, actually, while I got the key out, is the automatic windows, which, there they go. I don't know why this is a thing. I don't know why I'd ever need to use this. And I haven't really yet, other than just to show people. I've never driven it somewhere where it was so hot that I'd rather have that than the air conditioning or something. I don't know. I think it's cool, but I don't know if there's a practical use for it. And of course, before we get out of here, I am going to give you a cold start. I just wanted to talk just a little bit more about what the exterior looks like. I do like the headlights and taillights of the 16 to 18, which this is. Of course, if you're familiar with this car in particular, the 19s, they put the stupid bow tie thing right in the middle above the license plate here, right here, and it looks stupid, so they changed it back for 2020. But 2019 onwards, they did change the headlights a little bit, make it a little bit more rounded. And then the rest of the car is pretty much the same, but then they changed the taillights as well to the kind of smoked clear type of look with the 4 individual bubbles rather than this kind of being like Equinox mesh style. Which is fine. I don't mind either of them. And like I said, this isn't like the car or anything. So it's good enough, and I enjoy it, and I've loved it so far, and I continue to love it every single day. So I don't think I'm ever going to get tired of this, but we'll do a nice quick, as I say, cold start. It never really truly got warmed up on my drive over here, and it's been sitting for a little bit. So easy enough. You just take your key, press the lock button, hold this for 5 seconds, and let it rip. I know it's just a V6, but I never, ever, ever, ever get tired of that in the morning. It's not the loudest thing, it's not the craziest thing, and it's definitely not a V8 rumble. But it's good enough, and I love it. So that's that. I highly encourage you, if you have any interest in this type of car, anything like this, if you're a Mustang fan, a Charger Challenger fan, anything like that, look into it. And get one of these, because they're great cars. They're excellent cars. I've driven plenty of cars that were pretty fast. I say plenty. I've driven a handful of cars that were pretty fast, but never owned one. And I don't regret it one bit for a second. So it is a great car. We'll see how it does in winter time. We'll see how it handles the snow. But I have confidence that it's going to be just fine if you just use your head, get some kitty litter, that type of thing. So. Yeah, I appreciate everybody. If you haven't already before, like and subscribe. Oh, and it takes 87 fuel. I forgot about that with the fuel. So, and the fuel mileage is pretty good. We're getting like 28 in the cruise on the highway, so I can't complain about that. 75 miles an hour, because I don't want to get arrested. But yeah, so if you haven't already, like and subscribe. I appreciate you all taking a second to stop by and watch this. Definitely, I would give this a solid 9.8 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's pretty damn close, and I love it to death. So. Thank you all so much. Until next time. All right, bye.